Hi, my name is Tarek Gasmia from NH Consulting, and welcome back to our video series on our NHC Seed-to-Sale integrated inside of NetSuite. In the previous videos, we looked into the production cycle of our product, so our watermelon, from a seed all the way to its packaged final stage. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and look at the order to cash process inside of NetSuite. We're going to be visiting the following records, so we'll start it off with a customer record. Then we'll jump into the sales order, followed by the item fulfillment, and then the invoice. I'd like to remind you that we offer a free evaluation as well as a free demonstration of our NHC Seed-to-Sale inside of NetSuite. So if you'd like to see what we can do for your business, please contact us either by phone or by email. We'd be happy to talk to you. Now, with all of that said, let's jump into NetSuite. Perfect. So here I'm on my customer record, Fresh Mart Co. You're gonna have some basic header level information like the email, phone address of the business, as well as the primary subsidiary that they deal with within your organization. In this case, I have agriculture as the primary subsidiary. Right under, you'll notice the transactions subtab under sales, where you'll have the full order to cash process that we're about to visit. In this case, we have one order to cash cycle where we sold the total amount of 2,000 watermelons to Fresh Mart Co. So one of each: sales order, item fulfillment, invoice, and finally the payment. But you might have customers that buys from you on a regular basis. The transactions tab will give you a bird's eye view of every transaction that you have with this particular customer. So you also have an opportunities sub-tab available to you. Inside of NetSuite, an opportunity record precedes the sales order. It documents a qualified sales lead. It also estimates the potential value, the probability, as well as the estimated close date for that opportunity. Now, you might have multiple opportunities with a specific customer. You're able to see them here. Now, if I navigate to my items purchased, quickly here, you'll see the watermelon packaged, a quantity of 2,000 for the total amount of 14,000 since we sold it at a unit price of $7. You'll be able to see all the different items that your customer purchased with you, and you don't have to limit yourself to the quantity or the total, whatever data point that you want to see. Very easy to customize and add on to here. So with that said, let's go to our transactions here and visit our sales order. So inside of NetSuite, the sales order is considered like a contract or a promise from the customer. It records the customer's order and it commits the inventory inside of that sales order to that customer. It'll authorize the warehouse, let's say, to begin the fulfillment process, but there is no GL impact. It is not transactional. In this case, just like the work order and the purchase order, you have a status on your sales order to know exactly where you're at. We are fully billed in this case. So I kept some basic header level information here, like the memo that transfers over directly to our processing batch. I like to be able to see exactly what happened during the sales order when I'm on my processing batch. I kept some sales information, so we'll be visiting this during the CRM video in the future, but I decided to keep my sales rep and the lead source. I met this customer at a trade show, and right below we have some classification information. For us, what's important for the sales order is going to be the location. So in the last stage of our transformation cycle, I did an inventory transfer to keep our inventory inside of the dry storage number 1. So I made sure to add that to location so that during the item fulfillment process, we can go ahead, take that physical inventory out. You also have some batch connections here to connect to your Seed-to-Sale custom batches. In this case, we're only connecting to our processing batch. And when creating the sales order, obviously you're going to have to select an item. Again, since this sales order is complete, you're going to notice down low, we have a status update. It's been 2,000 of them picked, 2,000 of them packed, fulfilled, and invoiced. Information available to us like the rate per unit and the total amount for those 2,000 watermelons that will be invoiced to our customer. In our item record, I made sure to set up different price levels depending on the quantity that is being sold. So under our item record, I'm telling the system, hey, if we're selling between 0 and 1,000 units, it's going to be a total of $10 per unit. And then the next bracket would be between 1,000 and 5,000 units. The cost would be $7 and so on. And since the quantity that we're selling to our customers 2,000, we fall under that rate of $7 per unit. You'll see the updated summary here, 14,000 total that will be invoiced to our customer. Now let's go visit our next natural step, which is going to be the item fulfillment. Under related records, you'll see some basic level information before entering the record. So the status tells us that it's been shipped, which is great. The item fulfillment record documents the actual physical act of sending the goods to our customer. This transaction deducts the finished inventory from stock and posts the COGS to the GL. And since this is a transactional record, there will be a GL impact tab, and you have the accounts that have been hit available to you. Now, when the item fulfillment was created, the user actually has to go into the inventory detail to select exactly what were taken from what lot. In this case, all 2,000 watermelons was in the same lot, so watermelon package 01. But obviously you are not dead set on one lot. If you want to take some inventory from, let's say, lot number 1 and then the rest from lot number 2, you can do that. So let's go back to our sales order so we can jump into our invoice. So our invoice is essentially the bill to the customer. It records the final amount due to the business. A lot of the information here was just transferred over from the sales order. It just saves a lot of time. Also made sure to add some batch connections here just to make it easier when you're on your processing batch. You can have every transaction available to you on the sales tab. And since this is an invoice, there will naturally be a payment record connected to it. And there we have it. NetSuite makes it incredibly easy to go from one natural step to the next. In this case, our sales order is our hub to understand exactly what's happening at each step with this particular sale. And I did glance over the financial aspects inside of NetSuite. We will be having a dedicated video on that, plus the reports as well. And we'll keep the reporting tailored to the agricultural space. Awesome. So thank you so much for watching the video. That concludes the order to cash process at a high level for our NHC Seed-to-Sale inside of NetSuite. If you'd like to see this process in more detail, or even NetSuite in its entirety, please contact us either by phone or by email. We'd be happy to show what we can do for your business. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.